You're listening to Dinner Time All the Time with me, Simon Mayo. We're speaking again about vegetables. I'm joined by Mr. Goodenough. Thank you for joining. Hello. This is an issue that you've raised recently. This is about a garden on the Isle of Wight, which for the past decade has been leased to an American businessman, and it seems that the current condition of the garden is not quite the same as it was 10 years ago when you cared for it as curator. That's correct, yes, Simon Mayo. The current state of the garden is a travesty, quite frankly. This isn't good enough, is it? It is, yes. This is Mr. Goodenough. I hope I'm in the right place. Yes, you absolutely are. I was just checking. It's a lovely surname, and very fitting, don't you think? Carry on. As I was saying, Simon Mayo, this is a travesty. The American businessman who took over management duties has run it into disrepair. The standard isn't good enough. Well, you have high standards. You are an infamous curator. A famous curator. Just looking down the list of some of the previous gardens you've created, we're looking at, big botanic gardens here with highly expensive seed, high-performance compost. This is well-nourished grass, some of the best nourished vegetables in the entire southwest. Some of the greenest pastures I ever did see. And actually, I remember the last time I was there, I just remember the butterflies and how loud they were. They would just burst into song, I just remember they used to fly and just sit on a fence. And then they just shout. Everyone talks about the butterflies and the vegetables. It's a lovely garden, but now it's all lost. Earlier I spoke with the American businessman who purchased the garden, and here is a soundbite of our conversation, during which he explains his side of the story. Mr. Businessman, you've invested tons of time, tons of money into this project. The argument now that is being made is that visitors to the gardens are not yet seeing the benefits of the investment. What do you have to say about that?
I wanted to buy a plot of land in England, and this ticked the box. It was a plot of land in England. Before I arrived, someone recommended me a great groundskeeper, but I decided not to recruit him. I said to my business partner, Ron, Ron, if I'm going to hire someone, I'm going to hire a lazy person to get the job done in the most efficient way. Now, what actually happened was the guy I hired didn't do any work at all. The vegetation in the garden started growing literally before my eyes. It was so fast. I just accepted that this was a more natural approach. As you say, I've invested a heck of a lot of money into this project. I've started constructing a pipeline that's going to run through the place. We're going to pump natural gas to the States straight from your very own Scotland, cutting through the Isle of Wight. I think it's a pretty inefficient way of running the pipeline, but I thought it was a good use of the land that I just bought. You should see some of these earth movers, man. It's a great, uplifting story of how big business can make an impact on the environment. At this moment in time, there's only 0.25 hectares of green space remaining, which is a tremendous shame. It used to be an enormous, intricate microclimate of abundant vegetables, but what better place to build on than on a garden in England, in this quaint place you guys call a country. There lies a piece of land. Let me tell you, a piece of brilliance on my part. I've made a lot of money.